Bam! Welcome along to another CrossFit Llanelli podcast. It's September. This thing keeps motoring onwards. We've got a couple of other interviews booked in too. But today we're going to find out about someone who's joined the gym this year and someone whose, let's say, athletic background is probably quite different to the average CFL member. Without further ado, let's have a chat with Helen.
I don't smell. Come a bit closer.
Hi, Helen. Welcome along to
Hello.
the CrossFit Llanelli podcast.
Thanks.
How are you?
Great. Excellent.
Have you trained today?
I have. I trained this morning. I actually saw you this morning.
Well, I know that, but anybody who's watching/listening wouldn't have a clue.
Well, that is a very good point. And for those who don't know, yes, we both trained this morning. So we both have a little tip in our little box.
Yes, it's done. It's dusted. I actually hung around and did another workout, but some
Well,
people might do that. All the
some
training,
people don't
but
have to lug a baby around with them. So
this is true. You've
no
you've
extras for me.
managed to sneak out a bit of a free evening from childcare
Yes,
to introduce yourself really
exactly.
to the wider CrossFit Llanelli community and kind of help us to understand who you are, where you've come from, how you found CrossFit. So why don't we start with who you are, where you come from, and then I'll ask another question.
Okay, so I'm Helen. Hi. I probably work that out. So I'm from England. Don't tell everyone. But I have lived here for, I want to say, maybe 3.5 years, something like
Okay.
that. I think 3.5 years.
Where in England originally are you from?
I am from the south of England. Although other than lockdown, I haven't actually lived there pretty much since I was 17. So, yeah, I'm from there, grew up there, and then I moved to like loads of different places, and then I went back in lockdown because my mum was there, and it's just comfort, isn't it? And then I moved here.
What brought you to Wales?
Well, so glad you asked. What happened was I I was training in like near my mum's hometown, and it was fine. This is jiu-jitsu now. I was training, it was fine. It was not like it was a nice gym, but there was like not a good amount of training partners for me because I'm like quite small, 5'1". I was fighting MMA at 52 kilos, jiu-jitsu at like 57 kilos. So like that's small. And all my training partners were big men, which is fine, but you don't get used to training with people that are your size. And there's gaps in big people that there aren't in little people, which is the biggest thing that you need to know about being big versus little in jiu-jitsu.
Is the gap?
There's gaps. There's like so many
Okay.
gaps that you can find in big people that you cannot find in little people. And so when I was competing, I was like doing the things I would do in jiu-jitsu in my normal day-to-day life in my home gym. And then I would be like, well, why can't I do this? Because like I could do it to all the guys. Why can't I do it to any of the girls? And the answer is there's no gaps. So I went to a big competition in Poland and I did really badly. It was horrendous. I was absolutely horrendous. Like it was awful. And I was really like, what am I doing with my life? You know, when you have those days when you're like, for me, when something bad happens, it's like a reevaluation. Like, okay, that's a lesson. What do I need to learn from it? Like, I need to find now what I need to learn from it so I can just get on and learn it. Because I just want to get on with the learning part. So I was like, right, okay. I was there still. I was watching other people. I was terrible. I got out in the first round. So I was watching other people and I was like, and then I started talking to this girl who is also small. She was in the same category as me. And she actually came, I think, second in that one. Oh, she did really well anyway. So she was like, she's very, very good. She is at a gym that I then talked to the head coach of, and he invited me to go. He's like, oh yeah, like really chilled. Oh yeah, if you ever want to come up and just have a little look, whatever, you're very welcome, like whatever. So I literally got back to my Airbnb in Poland that night, booked an Airbnb in Swansea for that week, and went up to that gym like 3 days later. And he was like, "Oh, you're here already?" And I was like, "You invited me up. Like, I just didn't want to waste time, like
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here to train. Hi." I ended up moving there within a month. Like that was like beginning of October, and then by the end of October I moved to just live there. Because I was like, once I make a decision, I'm like, right, okay, let's go. Let's just do it. There's no point in like overthinking it. Just don't. Just go. Just do it. Just get it done. So yeah, I just did. Just moved up, and and I've lived here ever since. So that was October, maybe 2022, I think it was. Yeah.
So with people on the podcast, I normally find out about their CrossFit and then kind of investigate their fitness
Background.
career beforehand. But it sounds to me like you were taking jiu-jitsu, MMA quite seriously at this point. You
Yeah.
would literally move across the country to change gyms.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. Like,
So I
how did
was
you ever get into jiu-jitsu and martial
oh well
arts?
that's another whole can of worms we're just going to open now. So but basically in 2011, I think. I'm really sketchy on dates. I think it's 2011. I have it all written down, but like when you actually ask me, I'm like, I have mum brain still.
Okay,
And
I'm
the
not
dates
entirely
are,
sure many people are gonna fact check and call you out if it was
no, but I don't like
2012.
being wrong. I don't like being
Okay,
wrong. So I think it was
fair enough.
2011. Just
Yeah,
90% sure. Anyway,
I'll go with
so
that.
I was in a really bad relationship, really horrible, like abusive guy, and I got warned from like a couple of my close friends that I was still sort of allowed to see. Um, hey, we're a bit worried about you, and I'm like, be fine, me, I'm always fine, I was like, yeah, I'll be fine, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. And then I wasn't fine. And cut a long story short, I then decided, right, I need to learn how to defend myself. And I did one jiu-jitsu lesson. And I was like, I'm going to hate this. I'm not up for it. And rolling around on the floor, big sweaty men, which is basically what your training partners were at the time, because there was like no women. Um, I'm not going to like this because I feel like I was so fragile, like from this relationship, it was awful, So I was like, I'm going to hate this. And anyway, I did this one session and I was like, I actually don't hate this. Okay, fine. So then things came to a head in that relationship. I ended up leaving and I ended up moving to Sheffield. So that was literally like probably a week or two later, something. As you know, I make snap decisions and move places. So I just went, right, I'm gone. So I moved to Sheffield. And the first thing I did when I got to Sheffield was like, right, where's the nearest jiu-jitsu club? Because I kind of need to pick this up because this was a good idea, So I just literally found the nearest jiu-jitsu club. I didn't have a job. I had a roof over my head because I was living with my cousin. And that's why Sheffield, if you're wondering that, moved to my cousin's. And yeah, I just found the first jiu-jitsu club I could find and just went there. And it was great. It was great. I didn't stay there that long, maybe like 6 months or something, and then I moved to a different one. But like that was like getting my foot in the door for martial arts in general, and they did everything. So I only wanted to do jiu-jitsu, but they were like, well, you pay this much a month. Like it was like 30 quid a month because like this is quite some time ago, 2011. Yeah. So they pay 30 quid a month and you get these classes included. And it was like, you get jiu-jitsu, you get kickboxing, you get MMA, you get wrestling, you get Kali, which is like stick fighting. I think that was it. And then I was like, okay, cool, I'll do them all. And they were like, well, like no one does them all because it's like a lot. And I was like, well, I paid for them, I'm doing them. And they were like, okay,
I get that.
we're not going to stop you. And I was like, I get my money's worth. So I was literally there for like 3-4 hours a night, Monday to Thursday. And because that's when it was open. And then I was literally there from when they opened the doors to when they closed the doors. So I was just like every evening, just that was my life. Then they didn't open on Friday. And then I ended up going to another gym on a Friday because I obviously hadn't done enough Monday to Thursday. And I actually ended up moving to that gym because I had like a bit of a wider variety on a timetable, and like there was more training partners that were better for me, and like there was like, you know, it was not no bad blood or anything, just like it was just a better suited to me. Um, so yeah, and then I ended up staying there till I got my blue belt actually in jiu-jitsu. But yeah,
So when did you decide that you wanted to do it because you enjoyed it? I'm presuming you enjoyed it rather than
did enjoy
thinking that you needed to do it.
it. So I was at my cousin's in Sheffield, or living where I was living, and he was like, it was like coming to the end of the year, you know, again reevaluation time, love it. And he was like, right, well, you've conquered this year, like you've got a job, you've you know, you're doing jiu-jitsu, like MMA, whatever, like what are you going to do next year, like what's your goal, what are you going to do? And I was like, oh, I don't know, go to Thailand, because I'd like just seen it in a magazine, because I always used to get martial arts magazines because I was really cool. And yeah, he was like, okay, cool. And I was like, oh no, I'm joking. Like it's miles away. Like I could never afford that. I would never go. Like I'm just joking. Like I'm just messing around. I'll think of something else to do. And he's like, no, go back to that. You're doing that. That's the first thing you said. And I was like, no. I'm not going to do it. And he's like, right, if you can't give me 3 reasons why you can't do it by tomorrow, you're doing it. And I was like, cool. Couldn't even give him one. So he's like, right, sell your car, buy a plane ticket, which is what I did, and get yourself over there. So I was like, all right, cool. So I did. And then I went for a month, and I come back and I was like, yeah, I need to move there. So I just moved there. That's again, snap decision. This is very much me. I was like, right, okay, I'm going. And then yeah, I just went. Yeah.
So a month in Thailand was enough to convince you to move to Thailand.
Yeah, easily.
Okay. So how long did you live in Thailand for?
So I lived there for a year and a half. I worked in a school, so 6 months to 6 years, little people. I used to teach them everything. So English, math, science, art, everything was art. Everything was art. A little bit of jujitsu thrown in here and there and playtime, you know. But yeah, like we just used to have the best time. It was the best job. I absolutely loved it, to be honest. It was so good. So yeah, absolutely loved that job. And then I used to, yeah, teach in the morning. Train in the morning, go to the gym, go to the school, teach all day, and then go back to the gym, train in the evening. So yeah, that was the year and a half.
So you
Savage.
mentioned that you competed in Poland. Am I to understand then that you fight, compete at a decent level?
I
Where's the
did.
most glamorous place that you've gone to
Oh,
bash someone's teeth
glamorous. Glamorous. I mean,
in?
depending on
Somehow.
your. I would say glamour is, you know, defined differently in different people, but I would say Vegas is pretty glamorous, no matter who you ask, unless you're like a tramp or a hooker. They probably don't think it's that glamorous, but everyone else,
No.
I would say,
But to
probably thinks
tell
it's.
someone that you've gone to Vegas to compete, what was that then? What were you
So
doing in Vegas?
that was the Ultimate Fighter. So I don't know if you've heard of the Ultimate Fighter. It's like a TV program. Um,
Oh,
don't worry,
apologies.
it's fine. So basically, it's imagine. Well, my mum used to explain it as Big Brother for fighting.
Okay.
Um, so you're basically living in a house with however many people is in your season. And so ours was like 8 men, 8 women. So we had a co-ed season. So most of them are all men or all women, but for mine it was co-ed. So it was really good. Like I loved it. So 8 women, 8 men, and you basically, to get into it, you have to go through an audition, um, which was in Vegas also. I was living in, no, it wasn't. So I have to backtrack a little bit now. So I did an audition for season 20, which was the first female season that they did. And I'd only had 2 fights. And they were like, we like you, but you're not experienced enough. And I was like, fine, what do I need to do? And they were like, right, go away and get as many fights as you can. Just fight. Just don't turn anything down. Just go and fight. Just go and get experience. Next time we put the word out, come back, because we do like you. We're just not experienced enough. I was like, right, cool, done. So went away, fought. Like every time, if I couldn't get an MMA fight, I'd do a Muay Thai fight. So I've had like 10 Muay Thai fights as well. So yeah, just fought loads, and jiu-jitsu as well. Just like literally whatever I could get, I'll just say yes to everything basically. Um, and then I moved back to England because my dad was not so good. So I was like wanted to be a bit closer to him. So I was like working. I was working all over the place, and I was living in near my mum's hometown, and traveling up to London. And then I moved to London. But this was like in the transition period, so I'd like not been back long, and it's just and it's like bitty kind of thing. And so I was doing mainly like a lot of wrestling and a lot of jiu-jitsu and a little bit of striking. um and I got the opportunity. Well, it came up like, this is the audition is again for your weight category, and I was like, oh look, I'm not going to be able to. Oh yeah, I was subbing as I was doing like teaching for SEN kids, which was amazing again. So sorry, special educational needs. So it was one-to-oneing, but it was
Yeah.
like for like daily. I was like doing it at different schools, so like for an agency. So it wasn't like
Yeah.
tied into a contract, is what I'm getting at. So I was doing that, and then then it came up, and I was like, look, this is not. It was a great job, like I loved it, but it was not good pay. So I was like, look, I'm not going to be able to afford it. There's no way I'm going to be able to go. Um, and so then my friend was like, look, go put a GoFundMe out. You need to get there. Like you need to go. Like this is like your path. This is your destiny. Like you need to go there. And I was like, like no one's gonna, like, why should people pay for me to go to Vegas? Like this is ridiculous. I'm not doing that. And then anyway, he convinced me and was like, look, mate, just do it, like get on with it. And I was like, right, okay, fine. So I just did it, and literally in 24 hours I got the money to go to Vegas. So I was like, right, okay, fine, people believe in me, this is actually bloody lovely. um and it was like at that point I was like, it's not even about the money. Like obviously I appreciated the fact that I could then afford to go, but it was the fact that people were willing to put their money behind me and say like, she's going to do well. I was like, oh wow, people actually believe in me, this is insane, like incredible. So that was very cool. So anyway, went there, and they were like, I literally walked in and they were like, oh, we remember you. And I was like, they're the same people. And I was like, oh, really? Like, that's cool. And they were like, yeah, if you don't like F this up, you're in, basically. It's like, oh, happy days. But you don't get told anything. You just get told you all go through the audition the same. So you have to hit pads, you have to grapple a bit just to make sure that you're not faking, that you can actually do it.
Yeah.
And then you have an
You wouldn't just
interview,
turn up and
like,
get kicked
yeah,
in by everyone.
exactly. An interview, like, to make sure that you're not like complete idiot, basically. Um, so I don't know how I passed that one, but anyway. So then they basically say, right, this is the final 20, I think it was. If you get down to the final 20, or hang on, or no, I can't remember how it was. I can't remember how it was, but anyway, basically it was like the final, however many, 20 or 24, I can't remember. If you get down to that, then you might get a call to go on a plane to come back here in January. And this was in like December. So it was like, you've got a month basically, like late January. And I was like, right, okay. So you basically go through a fight camp, but not knowing whether you're going to fight, who you're going to fight, if you're going to fight. Like, it's really like, so normally in a fight camp, you're like really specific, like honing into that person. Like, what do they do that I needed to be able to defend? Like, what's their signature move? Like, what do they, like, what's their danger? What do I need to be able to respond to, but you don't have any of that because you don't know if you're going to fight, who you're going to fight, when you're going to fight. Like, it's all these unknowns. So you just do your best, basically. That's all you can do. So I was wrestling loads, jiu-jitsu, striking, not really putting it together that much, but it was like enough, I was
This
like,
is in between the audition and the possible
yeah,
callback.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like to the point where I actually persuaded my friend to spar with me on Christmas Day morning because it was within the fight camp. And I was cutting weight that whole time. I was cutting weight. So I was like trying to reduce my weight. Like it was very like, you get like 4 weeks, that's nothing, And anyway, so then I was like, right, this is the date that that they say that they're going to let us know by. And so I was like talking to my dad, and I was like, like I'm really hoping that I'm going to get a call, but they said this is the last date. And he was like, right, they'll leave it to the last minute. This is my dad talking, right? They'll leave it to the last minute, and nothing will happen before 12 o'clock. So work out what the time difference is, because obviously they're in Vegas. I was in England. Work out what the time difference is, and it won't happen before 12 o'clock. So don't panic if it hasn't happened. I'm like, right, okay. Bang on. What would be 12 o'clock there was, I think it was like 5 or 6 p.m. here, whatever it was. They called me. He literally knew exactly when they were going to call us. Insane, right? They call me and they're like, hey, how do you like to come to Vegas next week? And I was like, yeah, I like that. And they're like, yeah, okay, pack your bags. Your flight's in 48 hours. And I was like, oh,
But
right,
they're
cool.
paying this stuff.
Yeah, they pay.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
pay for
Cool.
everything then, which is
So which season was this then?
season
You
23.
said it was season 23. Is that something that we can watch in the
I
UK? Ultimate
think
Fighter
it's on
season 20.
YouTube. I don't know. It might be on YouTube. It used to be on YouTube. They might have been taken down because it probably shouldn't be on YouTube. But if you've got
So,
Fight Pass, you can also watch it on Fight Pass. But if you haven't, I'm pretty sure at least highlights are on YouTube. But the whole thing
okay.
might be still on YouTube. I'm not sure.
Um, what's the goal of Ultimate Fight? What'd you say? Ultimate Fighter?
The Ultimate Fighter. Yeah.
The
So
Ultimate Fighter.
you fight to get in the house. So that's your first fight. Which is basically, so I got into Vegas, and then you cut weight for like 24 hours, and then you have a weigh-in, and then on the weigh-in you find out who you're fighting. And then so I found out who I was fighting. She's really good. I was like, God, okay, right, I've just got to be better. That's it. Like, I've just got to be better. And then you fight then 24 hours later. So I fought her, won, and after you win, if you win, when you win, you get given a microphone, like on a loop around your neck, like a necklace thing.
Yeah.
A
Like
loop around your neck. Yeah, that's a necklace. Um, you get given a microphone, and they're like, right, don't take this off unless you go to sleep. That's the only time you're allowed to take it off. I'm like, right, okay, cool. You're in. That's it. You're in from then. That's your life. So, and then if you don't win, you go home. That's it. So
okay.
then you're,
Yeah. Well, I was
yeah,
gonna say Big Brother. I know what the outcome of Big Brother is. One person remains and they get given a fat load of cash. So
yeah. Well,
is
you're
it like
basically,
fighting until there's one left to win?
competing for a contract with the UFC, but it's not
Oh,
it's not, so it's knockout style, but you don't leave the house. So like, in Big Brother, they would get evicted. But
mhm.
you don't, like, if you lose a fight, you stay in the house till the end, because otherwise it would be just like one bloke and one woman just wandering around, like, what's going on.
And the
So they
woman
keep
winning the
everyone
fight
in.
because there's gaps everywhere.
Yeah. And also the other thing is, if somebody gets injured, then they use one of the people that's already in the house as, to step up. So you've got a chance to go back if you stay ready, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, so I lost my first fight in the house, unfortunately. And I then I got concussion from it. So I ended up having like all these like MRI scans and everything in America. I didn't have to pay for it, so it's fine. But yeah, so it was all this stuff, like health issues and everything going on. So yeah, it was I don't know, it was a weird one, because it was in a way the best experience of my life, but in a way it was like brought all these health issues to light that I was like, whoa, okay, this could be serious. Like, I don't know, concussion's pretty serious, isn't it? So yeah, it was a bit mad.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Um, Coming a little bit back to CrossFit then.
Yeah.
In all of this 2011 through COVID, etc., up to what was it like? Was it even this year that you joined the gym?
Yeah. February.
Yeah. Okay. Had you ever heard of CrossFit? Did you know of CrossFit as a thing? Did you ever use it in your training? All of that.
Um, so jiu-jitsu's right. I'm just gonna say jiu-jitsu is a cult. CrossFit is a cult. Cults
Yeah.
don't tend to like each other. So
Agreed.
jiu-jitsu people are like really anti-CrossFit. And so like almost by proxy, I've never like really looked into CrossFit because I've always been like told, oh, it's bad. Like, you know, that sounds awful because I've never done my own research, and you should always do your own research. But I've always been in that like that atmosphere, that kind of like, oh no, like jiu-jitsu is just better. Jiu-jitsu is just superior to everything. So like you and they have this saying, you can't burpee your way out of an armbar. So I don't know if you know what an armbar is, but basically it's a submission where your arm is like locked out and your
Okay.
elbows hyperextended.
Mhm.
And that's always people say, oh, that's why you don't need to do CrossFit because you can't burpee your way out of an armbar. What they fail to
Does what?
realize is that it's true, but CrossFit actually would help a lot of people, and it would have helped me quite a lot if I'd found it earlier. But it is what it is, and you're always in the place you're meant to be, right? So I wasn't meant to find it till now.
So if you had that messaging around CrossFit,
Yeah.
what made you walk through the doors of CrossFit Llanelli back in February 2025 this year?
So another great question. Basically,
Thank you very
I know,
much.
I know, right?
Your
Like a
words, not mine.
professional. um, so I was coaching and training at Hive, which is down the road. Don't want to, slander
Okay.
the locals, but I was there. And I was like, all right, I'm off to have a baby. Bye. I taught up until the week I gave birth. So I was really there till the end. Taught on the Saturday, gave birth on the Thursday. So I was there till the end. Um, and then I was like, after a couple of weeks, I was like, I can't sit around doing nothing. I'm not that sort of person. I know I have a baby and I know she comes first over everything, but I also need to move. I need to move my body, and I love walking, but walking is not cutting it. So I was like, I need a gym. I need to go back to a gym. So I was like, hey guys, I'm ready to come back. They're like, you can't bring a baby. And I was like, well, that ruins my plans somewhat because that means I can't come because she will be with me all the time because my partner works and he works a lot. He works a hell of a lot. And I can't rely on him not working so I can train because that's not how it works, right?
Mhm.
And like we made an agreement that I would be, for the first year at least, her main caregiver. I was like, but I can't just be like, go and drop her to daycare or something so I can go to the gym. Like, I'm not going to do that. Come on. So, anyway, she is with me all the time. So I started. So then they were like, look, you can't come back. Basically, not in basically in so many words, to be honest. But like, basically, if you want to bring the baby, you can't come. So I was like, right, okay, I need to find another option. So I was like, right, okay, I'm just going to message all the gyms in the area and to see who takes babies. Not for them to train, for me to train. Just to be clear. So I was like, I just messaged all of them. And I obviously messaged CrossFit. And I was like, thinking, I'm so going back on my word here of like what I've said in the past. Like,
Did you feel dirty messaging
a little
CrossFit?
bit.
Like, things
Little
have
bit, but
gotten
I also
bad,
had a
but
friend.
not
So
all this bad.
the reason I was following it in the gym in the first place was because I had a friend who recommended it to me about probably 6 months before, and he was like, "Oh, it's such a good gym," and I was like, "Yeah, whatever. It's CrossFit. I'm not going to go there." But I just followed them, just like as a token, almost. Like I was like, "Yeah, whatever." You know, when you're just like, "Yeah, I'll just to shut him up," kind of thing. Like, yeah, whatever, man. And so glad I did. So I messaged and I was like, "Hi, do you allow babies?" And Rhiannon was like, "Yeah, of course. Like we all have babies. They all come all the time. It's absolutely fine." And I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool." And then after a week, I was hooked. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe people are so rude about CrossFit. How dare they?" And I was like going around to all the jiu-jitsu people being like, "Don't ever speak ill of CrossFit." And they're like, "You've changed." And I'm like, "Yes, I've changed, but just go with it." So yeah, I've like literally flipped 180 and just I'm like the biggest supporter ever now. So yeah, that's what happens.
So
Sometimes I'm
February,
wrong.
March,
It's
April,
okay.
May, June,
It's okay
July,
to be
August.
wrong.
So you're about 8 months into it now.
Not
What
well,
what would you?
6.5 months.
I
I
even
only
counted
know.
out the months on my
I tell
fingers.
you how I
So
know,
what?
because my daughter just turned 7 months and I joined 2 weeks into her life. So she was 2 weeks old. So if she just turned 7 months, I must have been there for 6.5 months. So that's the
That
only
is
way I
a
can work it out.
decent way. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. That's a
Mm,
decent way of remembering. I
yeah.
actually remember one of your first classes, you came to weightlifting on a Tuesday evening, I think it
That is the
was.
exact first, that is my first, that was my first
Oh,
class.
that
I've only
was your
been once
first?
because I
Okay. Yeah.
usually I do jujitsu at that time, but I wasn't, I would think my coach wasn't there or something. So I wasn't going to go, or maybe he told me not to go yet because I was only 2 weeks postpartum. That might have been it actually. And I was like, well, I'm going to do something because, so I think that was because that's the only Tuesday evening I've ever been to, because usually I go in the mornings. But yeah, that was my first class.
There you go. I remember thinking, what a nutter. 2
Yeah.
weeks and she's already doing snatches.
Yeah.
Most people are avoiding snatches like their entire lives, and there you are.
Yeah. But,
Delving in.
can't just,
Get it.
well, I don't know. I mean, like, if it suits you to sit back and do like not much, then that's fine if that's how you're happy. Like, I think people just need to do what makes them happy. Like, it just doesn't make me happy. It makes me really miserable. So I'm like, I have to do something. So if I was the sort of person that was happy, like relaxed when I was doing nothing, when I was not going to the gym, there's nothing wrong with that. I can't do it. So
And you
I
also
just didn't.
strike me as the sort of person who makes their mind up on something and then just follows through and does it. So you'd made up your mind you were going to
Very
CrossFit.
much.
Crack
Yeah.
on.
You just kind of got to fully involve yourself then, haven't you? Once you've made a decision.
Yeah. Well, I think so. Yeah, why not? Um, how have you found it? Like, obviously you are keen now on CrossFit, and you brought your fiance, soon
I
to be,
did.
depending on when people are watching this, your hubby.
Oh, yeah.
You brought him along the other day, so you're an advocate and trying to persuade other people to join the cult. But
I've brought
just
3 people, I think, so far.
oh
Yeah,
well,
already. I know.
good
It's,
effort.
it's not a pyramid scheme. That's what I tell them. Not a pyramid scheme, but
Well,
it
you
is a cult.
say that they did used to offer like a little kickback to people if you got a friend to sign up. Yeah, that's
Amazing.
gone. I don't
Oh,
bother telling about it anymore.
boo.
Um, I joke. Yeah, how have you found it? Like, what would you say is now like your vibe, your opinion of CrossFit and how
Oh,
it's impacting you?
I love it so much. It's literally, I just love it. I love, like, I know all CrossFit gyms are not the same.
Hmm.
But like all jiu-jitsu gyms are not the same. You can go to some really dirty places and really like shitty, pervy instructors. This is in jiu-jitsu. I mean, I'm sure it's in CrossFit as well. But like jiu-jitsu itself is wonderful, but that not every jiu-jitsu gym is wonderful. And I'm sure it's the same with CrossFit. It's the only CrossFit gym I've ever been to. So I'm kind of like, I don't have anything to compare it to. I've heard stories at other gyms, but I know first-hand experience. So to me, it's literally the best thing ever. And the gym itself is the best thing ever. Like, I literally love it so much. I tell people about it all the time and they think I'm mental, and I don't care. It's fine.
Oh, you throw me off my stride there. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. And am I right in thinking I was away in the summer, but you
Mhm.
competed in the in-house comp? That was your first
Yeah.
CrossFit competition. Obviously,
Yeah.
you've experienced that having various competitions and other things. How was that for you?
Just so much fun. Yeah. Really fun. I really enjoyed it. I'd do another one next week if I could. Like, it was just awesome.
Who did you get paired up with?
Hannah Samuel.
Okay. And what was your favorite WOD? Don't say the
Um,
one with the burpees.
so well, this is it. So I really enjoyed all of them, to be honest. Um, my favorite one was the one where, so Hannah did all the air bike because I hate air bikes. Then I did all the burpee box overs because I love burpees. And
Yeah.
I know that's really weird, but like the thing is that you've got to remember I'm quite close to the ground already. So for me, going face down on the ground is not that difficult because I'm already pretty much halfway there compared to everyone else. So it's just, just straight down. So I really don't mind burpees at all. So yeah, I did all the burpees. She did all the air bike. I did all the burpees, and then it was that the double person deadlift. Oh, that was so cool. I love that.
You enjoyed that? Okay.
Yeah, I really like that. It made me feel so strong.
That's an interesting one to get used to, especially if you're a different height to the person that you're doing it with. But
Yeah, it was just like one person had to have their feet wider than the other person to make them the same height, basically. But yeah,
pro move.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that one.
So
So I mean, I
we're
like
going to
them all
see you
though,
on.
and there was a lot of burpees, and I like burpees, so it suited me.
There you go. We'll see you on the competition's floor before long.
Hopefully.
Something which came out today while we were trading, I think it was
Yeah,
literally during the WOD, my watch went off. Rhiannon Starling message releasing this is self-defense classes.
yeah.
You're gonna teach people at CrossFit Llanelli how to defend themselves or attack people, not self-defense, the clue's in the name.
No attacking.
What's that about? What's that about? Sell that to me.
So I've done quite a lot of self defense coaching in the past. Just like, well, as basically I made a curriculum myself of things that people can use from MMA and jiu-jitsu and wrestling and striking and all the rest of it. So taken all from that and what can people use in their like real life, like day to day, if something happens to you, what can be transferred basically.
Mm,
um so it's some of it's like a bit of theory, so it's like what to look out for, because a lot, I think self-defense is not physical until the last minute. It's most self-defense is actually verbal or body language or whatever. But if it ever comes to it, then you may need to actually know some basic stuff. Yeah, I can teach you that. I can teach you not basic stuff, but it's just that you have to get to a level to learn it.
mhm.
The thing I say about self-defense is always like it's a last it's a last resort. Running is always going to be a better option, always. So if you can
Don't tell
run,
that to CrossFitters. Don't tell that to CrossFitters.
you have to be able to run more than 400 meters. So I'm not sure how that's going to go down, but you might need to learn some self-defense if you can't run more than 400 meters.
Okay.
But no, but for real, like I think it's such a skill to have, to just, even if it's like you're on a bus and someone grabs you, or like what do like if someone grabs your arm, can you just defend it, or are you going to be stuck there? Are you going to be then subject to worse? Do you have the confidence to be able to speak up and say something, or are you just going to go and just freeze, which is most people, because most people, it's fight or flight, isn't it? So it's like most, I would say majority of people, if someone goes to them to do whatever, like attack verbally, physically, whatever, most people wouldn't attack back. Most people would freeze before they did anything, and then by then it's too late. So it's like, to get a reaction, your reaction being a positive reaction, that's what you need. So yes, self-defense is amazing. It needs practicing. That's the most important thing. Everything needs practicing, because it's the same as CrossFit. Like if you don't practice it, if you don't use it, you lose it. So
Mm.
yeah, it's really important, and I'm very excited to teach. That'd be awesome.
So that's gone out on the CrossFit Llanelli WhatsApp group.
Yeah,
So if you're not, I'm not talking to you now, I'm talking to the viewers at home. If you're not on that, then you need to get on it. So all the announcements go, scan the QR code in the toilets in the gym, I think is how a lot of people get on it.
amazing.
And then you can book up, I think it's on TMAP. It's just put in there like one of our other classes, etc., etc. So that's pretty cool.
And also
Okay.
non-members can book as well.
Yeah.
So just if anyone else wants to book.
Wants to bring a friend or a granny or a
Yep.
child
Not
over
over
16.
16. Yeah, over 16.
Oh, yeah, amazing. Okay, so I've got these set questions that I ask people when they come on, and it is to try and figure them out as a CrossFitter. You have already stated your love for burpees. That's fine. You've also already stated that you should be able to run more than 400 meters. That doesn't necessitate that you enjoy doing it. So question number one is, if you were to design your perfect WOD,
Hmm.
I'm thinking, is it an AMRAP? Is it runs for time? What sort of things are you doing in it? What would be the perfect WOD for Helen?
So I really like a chipper.
Okay.
It's just feels like quite just all there, isn't it? Still all in front of you. It's just like here. Um, I quite like working down a list. Is that weird? I don't know.
Oh, that
Um,
makes sense.
yeah. So that's that. I I do love burpees. I don't mind what form they come in, apart from burpee bar touches, because I cannot reach the effing bar.
That is when your closeness to the ground is your biggest
My
weakness, not
nemesis. Yeah.
advantage.
Sad times for me. Really sad. Yeah. But I mean, I don't mind what form the burpees come in other than that. Like I'll take a
A chipper with burpees. Any other movements?
um so I like all the bar work. Like I love snatches, but I'm not very good at them. So I don't go very heavy. So when there's like snatches and well any bar work to be honest, in the WODs, I never can go RX because I don't have the technique like good enough yet, you
Yeah.
know? Um and I probably couldn't even do most of the like even independence. I couldn't even do like what the RX weights are because
Yeah.
I just can't do it yet. So that's a future thing to do. But I don't dislike it. I just can't do it what I want to do.
It's your dream WOD, Helen. It would be scaled appropriately. There is nothing wrong
Yeah,
with
that's true.
scaling, nothing wrong with modifying. That is what you're supposed to do.
Mm.
As I tell everybody, if you RX the WOD and then you finish it outside the time, then you haven't RX'd it because the target time is part of the prescription.
Yes, it's very true. It's very true. Very true. Um,
Speaking of which, a
yeah,
long chipper, a short chipper, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes,
15, 15 minutes is quite good. 20, don't mind. 15,
moderate. Yeah.
yeah, sort of
Okay.
medium. Um, I don't mind. I like all the cardio equipment I'm happy with, apart from the air bike. We'll come to that. I hate it, but that's another story. And then there's just other things like I can't do double unders well enough yet, but I love single unders. So maybe put single unders in it.
Okay.
It's mine.
Yeah, why not? It's yours. Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
put single unders in it. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I like all stuff like that. What else is there? Oh, I like a little bit of gymnastics. I'm getting quite good at pull-ups now. Throw some pull-ups in there.
Okay.
Um, why not?
Double unders, burpees, pull-ups, clean snatches, just anything with a bar,
Yeah,
and then you
anything
go
like
back to
that.
bar
Yeah,
move like that.
I pretty
Yeah,
much
that
like
sounds fun.
everything. Yeah,
Okay. Maybe we'll design you a birthday wad or a
yeah, sounds great. I'm in.
wedding wad. Maybe
Wedding
something
wad.
they'll do.
Yes.
Oh, that would be a cheaper
Let's do
gift.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in.
Um,
100%.
so enough positivity. What
Yeah.
would be the one thing, if you could delete it from CrossFit forever, what would it be?
Air bike. Get that thing out of here.
Okay.
I hate it.
Yeah, I take that personally because I actually think air bike is maybe my favorite one to do at the moment.
Really?
You double down on something that you're rubbish at, that you dislike, it becomes a strength, and all of a sudden you love it.
Yeah, fair. No, I understand that. I would
I
just
will
say,
spin
like,
it all the
it
time.
just, it's so demoralizing when you're like, like dripping in sweat and there's like 1 calorie and you're like, just leave me alone. Just, 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 just more calories. I swear I've done more calories than one.
Yeah, that
It's
first calorie
just
is
demoralizing. The first calorie,
is
I swear it
cruelty.
takes like a year. It's just like, come on now. But yeah, I don't.
I'm
To be honest, I don't hate it as much as I used to. So
There you
that's
go.
as
See, this
good
is
as it's going to
good.
get.
I've certainly been in that situation where you've gotten back on. It's like the third or the fourth round. You close your eyes, and I'm thinking, I don't want to open my eyes because it feels like I've been on for a minute. Probably
Yeah,
have been on for a minute, and it's going
like
to
probably
say
have only done
2
3
calories.
calories.
Like, I don't
Yeah,
want to look.
exactly.
I don't want to look. 34, 3.
Yeah,
Oh,
like that. Yeah,
okay.
it's so. I just find it so demoralizing and so just like I think I should be better at it, but I'm just not. You know, I think that's why I
Yeah.
don't like.
Well,
Yeah,
just to give you a complex or I don't know what about it, you're not massive, and the smaller you are, the harder it is. The bigger you are,
yeah,
the easier it is.
yeah,
And that's just the reality. That's just physics.
yeah. I know,
So there
I
we
know.
go.
Sad times, but it is what it is.
Alright.
You know, we just have to. You just have to learn to enjoy it, right? They just
Okay.
or
Well, now that I
pretend to
know
enjoy it.
that, I'm gonna bug you to go when all of the rowers are taken and I see you go into the
I'm gonna be
bike
like, "Oh,
erg,
do you want to use the air bike?" I'm gonna be like, "No, not
I'll give
really,
you
but
a
that
view.
seems to be my only
Yeah,
option."
I will. I will. Alright. Well, good. Helen, thank you very much for, giving up your evening.
Of course, thank you so
Uh
much for inviting me.
Caring about, uh, yeah, loads of stuff. I am gonna go away and find The Ultimate Fighter Series 23, Helen Harper highlights, and,
I'm not sure
if
if that
anybody wants
exists, but it might be low
oh,
lights out there.
hey, maybe we can make it. Maybe I'll watch it all and I'll make the highlights.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to book in, they can do on Team Up. When does it start?
I think
Or when is
it's
it?
I'm gonna get this wrong. I think it's the 28th. It's whatever the Sunday is. 28th, is it? 26th, 28th, something like that.
Look, I've got my phone right in front of
Pretty
me.
sure it's just the weekend after the wedding.
Oh, no, that's you. CrossFit I'm looking for.
It's 20 something. Whatever the
28th. You're
Sunday.
right, yeah.
28th.
Sunday the
There you go.
28th,
Yeah.
4:30 till
So that
6. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There you go. So that's
Or
I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing. So yeah, hopefully lots of people come.
yeah. Awesome. Well, Hal, thank you very much. See you
Thank
at the
you.
box. Cheers.
See you later.
Woo! CrossFit, baby!
Well, what a fascinating conversation. Helen's life, she's been involved in things that I never had any idea she'd been involved in, and it makes me all the more grateful that I've been polite and kind and courteous to her since she joined the gym. Who knows what she might have done to me had I not been. Anyway, we're going to round up the episode by going through a couple of things that have been happening already this month or very recently in the life of CrossFit Llanelli. And the thing that is most recent, of course, is our wonderful women who went down to the British Teens and Masters CrossFit Championships or something like that down in CrossFit Southampton. A couple of years ago, we had two guys, Kev and Bose. This year, we had Rhiannon, we had Jess, and we had Lindsay. And of course, Jess only went and got herself a cheeky little third place medal. And the other girls didn't do too bad either. And when you think that that is a competition for the whole of the UK, for us as a box to have three people representing us, to have had two people representing us previously, that is a testament to us as a box and especially to these three women as well. This month as well, we've also had Rob and the gang from the halfway go in and do the 3 Peaks Challenge, climbing the 3 highest peaks in Wales in 24 hours to raise money for Llanelli Mind, which is where the fees for Monday Run Clubs go to as well. So Rob putting his mountain boots where his mouth is, and he's climbed them. That's a heck of an achievement too. We had Lauren and Catherine. They went up to Sheffield recently and they were competing in the British Open Karate Championships. And again, another medal coming back with Lauren, another bronze medal. So congratulations there as well. We saw on Instagram photos, reels from CFL Media himself, Steph Ebbs and Liam went to Birmingham to take on ATHX. I think you were supposed to pronounce it ATHX. And of course, a little bit before that as well, that cohort went down to the Southwest Regionals. Jess, Reece Sams, Anna Morgan, Kath and Ashley, they were down there competing as well. And loads of folks went down to support. And by all means, they had a whale of a time too. So there's just, I mean, that's a run through and is probably barely skimming the surface of things that folks have been involved in, but just goes to show that we use our fitness in loads of wonderful ways. If there's anything you want to chat about in future episodes of the podcast, please let me know. Leave a comment on the video or wherever it is. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and yeah, grab me in the box one day and tell me what you think that we should be talking about. Peace.